Welcome, welcome, Jason.
It's so good to be back here. You're sounding much better than the last time I was here, which is great news
Yes.
for you and me and the listeners. More importantly, the listeners, I think.
Yes, it's just normal vocal fry and not like worse vocal fry. So we have hit this very interesting inflection point, interesting moment in Trump world where there are so many lies that it is hard. You have everything needs to be couched with allegedly. Right.
Right.
But my new favorite alleged conspiracy theory, I'm going to read you a headline from Fox News. Perhaps you've heard of it. Left
Yeah, the
leaning.
liberal rag. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kentucky governor says he received 2 calls from agencies indicating McConnell has passed. He did not specify which agencies contacted him. Discuss.
Well, I think it's very interesting what's happening with Mitch McConnell and basically the senior citizen center that is the United States Senate right now, and the White House, for the last 6, or I guess almost 10 years.
Let the
Um,
record show we laugh to keep from crying.
Okay, yes, that's true. That is
Yes.
very true. But I, you have a sitting U.S. senator, former majority leader, who is holding a newspaper up like it's a hostage
Yes.
video as a proof
Yes.
of life with
Yes.
like the current sports page that just happened to be
Yes.
sitting on his lap. And that picture is supposed to be by them. I don't know. How long has that been now? 8 days since that came
Yeah.
out. And now we're supposed to believe, okay, everything's fine because of that one picture when there's video of him being rushed out of his home and obviously had a medical episode. You don't wish ill on anybody, but like if you're an elected official, you owe it to the people you
Right.
represent to be able to represent them. And
Yes.
he's not talking.
We
It's all like I talked to him the other day. He's doing great, and it's
Yeah.
all from the most suspect sources who are saying like he has more energy than I've ever seen
You
before.
I
And
went running with Mitch McConnell the other day. So says CNN pundit and noted truth teller Scott.
Scott, yeah,
Scott
Jennings,
Jennings, noted
yeah.
truth teller Scott Jennings.
Yes. He's the reliable source. And he's like, I talked to him now. I did like that
Yeah.
he was put on the spot. And they're like, well, give him a call right now. Give him a call. Let's talk to him on the air right now. But like there are actual implications to this if he is not able to perform his duties and to represent the people of the state of Kentucky, there needs to be somebody who can. And
Right.
I don't know how long they can punt on this, but it's kind of the norm a little bit in politics now. And I think it's because we have a lot of people who are representing us who have basically, when they take the oath of office and they run and win the first time, they think that means that they're there for life and they're appointed for
Yeah.
life. And so do the voters, really, because of the two-party system. But they're like, yes, this is the person we vote for because they've got a D or an R next to their name, and they'll stay there for 40 years.
So I just want to add one thing. The reason that Republicans do not want to admit, or maybe he's fine and he's just very, very quiet, but the reason that they would not want to admit that he is allegedly not alive is because there's a Democratic governor in Kentucky. And so Andy Beshear's, again, historically, the governor would appoint the successor. Now, the state leg has changed the rules so that the governor, when they saw they were going to have a Democratic governor, they changed the rules so that a Democratic governor could not appoint. But it's not entirely clear if that'll work. And so there is a chance that actually Andy Beshears could put in a Democrat there. So that's why they're doing this weekend at Bernie's thing, if they are, which is just an allegation.
Yeah. Well, and who knows the status, and we'll never know. And if he's able to recover and perform his duties, then he should be allowed to do that. You're allowed to have a medical episode and continue to represent the people of your state. But if not, I think what maybe was a lesson of 2024 that maybe
Yes.
Republicans could take from Democrats is you
Yeah.
want to be transparent with your
Yes.
voters on what's
Yes.
going on,
Yes.
because people remember if they're being lied to, and like swing voters specifically, remember, if
And
they're being lied to about a situation that's happening. And
and
we kind of felt that in
indies
2024.
and indies who you desperately need, they really don't like it. So you Democrats get mad, but maybe they still fall in
No one
line.
should like it. We should say that for the record. You should not
Yeah,
like being lied to. You should not like
by,
being gaslit.
by
Like
your
that's a
government.
bad thing. I know we like have a president now who has like made that the norm to just
Right,
lie, and
right,
you have to kind of bend to his reality if you want to support
right,
him
right.
and justify the things he's doing. But no one should you should not accept being lied to by your elected officials.
Now, you know who is accepting being lied to?
Who?
The United States Congress.
Oh, they're
How,
accepting. That's great.
House Democrats. Trump not sharing Iran war casualty statistics. I know you find this shocking to know that Trump is lying about the war in Iran.
I do not find it shocking, actually, because what this reminds me of is at the beginning of COVID in 2020, when
Yeah.
Trump's whole plan was one, he said it was going to be a miracle and it's going to disappear one day
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
going to
That
be this
was,
beautiful thing. The other thing he did was he didn't want people to have tests so the numbers would stay down, which is like such a backwards, like idiotic way of looking at things. And it's his way of being like, we're doing fine because there's no COVID cases because no one has tests to get to
yeah.
prove that there are COVID cases. It's the same deal here where he's like, if we don't share the numbers or we make the numbers lower, then it can't be an issue
Yeah.
because it didn't happen because we're not reporting it, and you can't say it's real because the military is in charge of releasing these numbers. So it's the same deal with him always, and it's also like the same. It's I do want to say though, going to the Trump rallies recently,
Yeah.
going to the to end all rallies, going to July 4th. One thing that I noticed was there is probably about like 15 to 20% of the people we talk to, when you ask about the Iran war, they are like, they're totally against it. That's a thing that they've broken with him on because that was a big promise, no new wars. And it wasn't the majority. A lot of people are like, we got to take care of Iran. They were gonna bomb us. You know, it's like
Right.
sounds like a Iraq all over again. I don't want to say it's growing, but I have definitely noticed that because usually you don't hear what people break with Trump at all. And that's
Yeah.
a big issue that people are breaking with him on.
Every time we talk, because you have this incredible thing you're doing, which is talking to Trump voters, which makes you different than everyone else, right? Because, I mean, there are people who talk to Trump voters, but to talk to them regularly at these rallies so much and to have them really talk to you is, I think, valuable. It's a valuable data point. And I've heard and read reporting, and people have said anecdotally that they're not seeing the same number of Trump flags. So I
Yeah.
think, does that track with what when you talk to people?
Yeah. I mean, well, I think I'm trying to remember if we talked about this last time, but went to the rally to end all rallies, and there was 30 people waiting when we got there, and I think 1,000 people were there. Trump said there was 40 or 50,000 or something
Right.
that showed up, and really there was probably like around 1 to 2,000 people there. At least when we were left, which was like an hour before or 30 minutes before it started, it was less than 1,000. It looked like, but July 4th was huge. There was so many people there, but it was also there was fireworks and military
Right.
flyovers and like
Right.
traditional stuff. People weren't necessarily looking at that as a campaign event or
Right.
a Trump rally, even though
Though
Trump
Trump made
wanted to
it
look at
into that.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. But I have heard from people who live upstate and in Florida, people upstate New York and then in Florida, friends that I have, that they're seeing less of the Trump flags, and like their neighbors who had the big Trump sign that's been up there since 2016, those have come down. Now, I think the major thing is the gas prices. You know,
Yeah.
it's the cost of living, which is like that. Obviously, that's the major issue with every single person all the time. But
Mhm.
I think people are seeing that Trump, he said no new wars. He said things were going to go, prices were going to go down. That was his campaign slogan. Those were the
Mhm.
signs that were up in Pennsylvania and all the swing states, was like Trump, lower prices,
Right.
Harris, higher prices.
Prices.
And the
Yeah.
prices have gone up. And there's like,
Yeah.
when you go to the grocery store, if your bill is usually 80 and now it's 110, you see that. You can't gaslight people on that. So I think that's the major issue. And the numbers, I think, for Trump rallies, which are like the diehard people that show up to see Trump, that is kind of a good way to look at it to get the temperature on it, because if less and less people like are moved by the star power of him, then I think that's showing that like they're not going to spend 8 hours of their day at a Trump rally. They're going to
Yeah.
go watch a movie. They're going to do something else for their entertainment, and they're not going to be like taking in his message. I know it is entertainment though. Like that's what happens when they comes to some of these smaller towns. Like it's the big
It's
entertaining
the
thing
only
to
thing
do.
that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Grateful Dead concert in some ways, right? Like
Oh,
they're all
definitely. Yeah, I've talked to there's people that go the front row Joes. They go to all the rallies. Like they talk about it like it's they're deadheads. And one of the guys that I've talked to several times, and I think we have a very cordial relationship. He was a deadhead. He used to go to all the Grateful Dead shows, and now he's going to all the Trump rallies. So there's not an A to B on that. Besides, they're
right.
both big events that people like to party at, I guess. But he definitely like has gone from deadhead to Trump supporter deadhead.
We don't have like a precedent for someone who ran on basically two things this time. I mean, he ran on ending corruption, but that was sort of more 2016. Like, I think
Wink,
this time he
wink.
knew,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah.
think this time he knew he was just going to make a lot of money. Make a lot of money. I'm going to
He's going to
use
end corruption while he's selling
by,
a $60
yeah,
Bible with his name on it.
right,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right. And also crypto. I mean, it's not. I mean, last time it was like, I'm just going to make a little money off the Trump that name. This time it's like,
No.
it's real kleptocracy
Foreign
stuff.
powers,
Yeah,
send me your money. Let's launder
right.
some money into
Y-
here.
y-
Yes, please.
Yeah. But I wonder, like, we never seen someone where they're like, we're going to end foreign wars, and then like within about 2 months, you've got like Venezuela,
Venezuela, yeah.
you've got Iran, you've got maybe going to Greenland. Why not? You have, maybe Mexico, maybe Canada. So I just wonder, like, they really do process that is just not what was promised.
Yeah, and look, some people, they look at Trump and they say, this is a smart guy. This is a smart businessman. Like they really bought what was being sold to them at the beginning, or even bought what was being sold to them in Celebrity Apprentice, saying he's this mastermind businessman who's, figured it all out. He's got his name on all the buildings and he's got gold, so he's rich. And they really buy that whatever he's doing is for the best interest of the country because that's what he's saying he's doing, not necessarily like looking at the results of it. But there are a lot of Trump voters, um, certainly voters, but Trump supporters who probably still support him that do see like some of the nuance in this and see also that these are very blatant lies. That he
Right.
said he was not going to go to war, and now we are in a war. And
Yeah.
it's not just a war, you could argue, what happened in Venezuela. That was just a news story for 2 weeks, and it literally is not
Hmm.
affecting anyone. Here, the gas prices have gone up, and it's gone up significantly for a long
Right.
period of time.
It's
People are feeling
yesterday
that.
was $4 again. It went back to $4, which is like, it's one thing to go up to 4 once, but to go back, there's like not. That's something we haven't seen in years and years and years.
Well, it's a roller coaster, Trump,
Right.
it's literally a roller coaster. But also with like, it's been interesting to talk to people like right at when he was elected. We went to the inauguration and we talked to people about Greenland and even
Yeah.
Canada because Trump, he was saying his jokes about it or his trial balloons or whatever you want to call it about like taking over Greenland and Canada. And it seemed like it was kind of like a little far fetched at that point. But people now are still totally in on it, kind of the same reason that Trump is, because they're like, wow, this could be ours and that could be part of the United States. How cool would that look on a map?
Or
And Trump would have done that.
they're still into it.
People are they're still into it when he says it. And it's not like they're always just parroting, and this is not everyone. But
Right.
when Trump makes a big deal about something and it goes into their, I don't know if it's cable news or wherever they're getting the news cycle, then that becomes, it's hammered in their head like 20 times a day if they're people that are just watching cable news or looking at their phone and reading his social feed. So then that will come out to the surface at Trump rallies when you like people bring,
Right.
if Trump's talking about Greenland, they're going to talk about that like that's a huge issue. for them at the time. So it really depends on what he decides is his big issue of the day, like
Yeah.
the World Cup.
Yeah.
I wonder if we would have talked to people 2 weeks ago about the U.S. like red card, if they would have been
Yeah.
like, this is the most important issue right now.
Bernie Moreno had a tweet about Trump's speech last week that was like, this is going to be the thing. Do you remember that Trump gave a speech last week?
No, when was the speech? Oh, the speech. Yes, of course, the speech.
The speech that we have to
Yeah.
like redo our election so that I don't lose
This
and
this is how
Republicans don't lose.
uninformed I am about it. And this is here. I'm just saying. I'm
But
just so uninformed.
but it's more just that it disappeared, right?
No,
It just
I was gonna say
disappeared.
I didn't. I tuned into CNN to watch it, and then because I knew ABC
They
and
didn't
NBC,
air it.
and they didn't air it, and I was like, when
No.
is this gonna start? And then I realized about like 3 minutes into it, like, oh, it's happening over here. But it was like batshit. That was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like,
crazy. But it's gone, right? I mean, basically, Trump wants Republicans to pass the SAVE Act, and maybe they will, and maybe they won't. But actually, they can't, so they don't have the votes. But
him yelling at people, like when he just took like a minute to just scold the camera and be like, they don't want to pass it because of this and that, and like he starts like pouting almost.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that would be. It's just like you always think back to like the Howard Dean yeah moment, and you're like, that is the like there is a moment every day with Trump where a normal politician would just be gone.
it's the mugshot face. The pout is the mugshot face that he makes because he thinks it makes him look like Winston Churchill.
Oh, really? That's just like pouty lips thing. It's like he's taking a
That's
selfie in like
right.
2009 or something. Yeah.
It's duck lips, but duck lips does Winston Churchill. It's this.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like, he's like just like putting on lipstick in the mirror. Or
That's
whatever.
right,
So,
duck face.
but the speech, like part of me wants him to keep talking about this stuff just because
Right.
it's such a loser. And it's like, it makes him look like such a loser. And especially they released all these documents and there was no proof of the thing that he says he was going to release proof on.
That reminds me of Bill Barr. Like, you can just cliff note what things say. And I mean, that is, remember, like you have Elon really mad that Gronk tells the truth, right? Like trying to get a more conservative Grok. I mean, the whole idea here, and this is somewhat of the Fox News theory, is like if you just tell people what's in it and they don't read it themselves, which of course they won't, then you can kind of get ahead of it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess that's true. And I know when we go to the next Trump rally that we're going to hear from people who are going to say it proved that the 2020 election was stolen. It's been proven. Just because Trump said it was stolen and he said he released documents and made a claim that was like connecting it. But he never explicitly said anything that actually happened, which is just like, it's just wild that a sitting president can say an election was stolen and provide no proof. He was also the president when it happened. And we just go about our daily lives like, this is it. This is our normal lives now with the president of the United States saying the elections are not fair in the country.
But you do have that moment where you say that to them and they're like, yeah. Like they believe what he says, even if they haven't seen it.
Absolutely. And I don't know if it's been, people have doubled down on it more recently, but a lot of people like unprompted have talked about like how he should have another term because of 2020, because of 2020, which makes no sense. And I always walk people through like, this is still his second term. He won. Nobody's debating. He won. Why would he get a third term now because of 2020 when he's already president again for the second time? And they're like, it should be a makeup. He should have it as a makeup. And I have moments where I'm like, where did they get this? And then I'm like, oh yeah, Trump said that. He said it. He was like, I should have this again because it was stolen. Even though like, if you follow the logic and the Constitution, it makes no sense what he's saying, but it's still being repeated by the Trump supporters, where they will go on to say, I will violate the Constitution if he's running, I will vote for him, even if it's in violation of the Constitution. I want him to be elected if he says he wants to run.
And my man will be like 83.
I know. What would he be 87 when he
Yeah,
would leave off? I
he'd
mean,
be
it's
like
just like
88, 87. I mean, he may be able to defy the laws of political gravity, but I'm not sure he can defy the laws of nature.
yeah, and look, if you look at I think I put before the speech that didn't air on CNN when I was watching it, they showed a clip of him in 2016 when he was like, and Russia and China, if you've got Hillary's emails, like
Right.
let's see him. And he's gotten a lot older. I mean, he physically looks older, and then like mentally, the way he talks now, if you look at him in the 90s and even like 2016 first term, something has really slowed down with him in
Jason,
his speech pattern.
Jason, will you come back?
Always, always. You just got to say the word and I will be here. Just call my
You're the
name
best.
and I'll be there.